Hello, everyone. Jak Syn here on behalf of Fiend.com and Future Daze, and today we're sitting with Alex Gonzales of Ion, Matt Black, Julien-K, and The New Division. How you doing today, Alex?
Doing great. How are you?
Oh, I'm pretty good. As best as can be considering the situation that we're in right now. But I'd say today's a good day. It's nice and sunny out. There's no more clouds in the sky, no more rain.
Yeah, I have pretty big windows out here in my little loft in San Diego, and it's very open. So I'm definitely enjoying exactly the same thing as you are. The lovely sun. I'm a sun guy. Love the sunlight.
I'm right there with you. I know that like if it rains too much, I go, oh my God, I'm getting a little depressed about the rain. You know what? We live off this sun. I love being able to go outside and take a nice deep breath of all of the nice weather out there and just kind of just take it all in.
Yeah, same thing. I have a dog and my daughter and my son, my girlfriend, and one of our favorite things is like going to the beach out here in Coronado, which is they have an amazing dog beach. And yeah, it's just I love the sun, man. So we're all kind of suffering at the same time. Not only were we quarantined, but we can't even take walks.
Yeah,
You do what we can, man.
that is very true. That is very true. And even like over here, like when we go on walks and stuff like that, we have to make sure we stay the 6 feet apart. You know what I mean? Make sure
Yeah,
that physical distancing going.
yeah. We got
Well,
our masks. Got our masks going on as well. So it's kind of interesting seeing everyone with masks. Like, when would you think that you'd be able to see people in masks at the bank?
I know, right? We were talking about this earlier. Like we were going, we had to make a store run, and we had to put the mask on, and then we had to put the gloves on and everything. And it's kind of weird when you do that because you're kind of going like, God, I feel like It reminds me of like when you see those movies and people are gonna rob a bank.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I never thought I'd see that at the bank too.
Yeah,
Like the
yeah.
security guards see you all covered up, and they're like, "How you doing, sir?" I'm like, "Hey."
I'm like, how are you? I'm doing pretty good. I'm not doing anything suspicious right now, but
Yeah.
all right. So today we're going to ask you a few questions. Let's jump right into it. Are you ready?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. What are three of your favorite moments performing live?
Those are kind of very easy. 2018, I was playing drums with Julien-K. It was in Ohio. It was just kind of a surprising, no offense to people in Ohio, but I'm from California. I thought that maybe there wouldn't be that much of a crowd or whatnot, but man, it was like at least like 12,000 people there, and it was a huge crowd, so much energy. It's just one of those nights that everyone just was on their game. Everyone experienced the same thing, and it was just a great day. I mean, it was just I think I got some clips of it on my IG, and the crowd was nuts. My second one would probably be with New Division in Sweden. Yeah, we played in Sweden also in 2018, around November. We got invited for a Progress Records festival out there, and yeah, it's just killer energy. I mean, there's always killer energy when you're playing with New Division. I think mainly because we're all just good friends and we're all laughing. We're always just dying. It's just a big goof fest, and yeah, we're just out there. We're having beer. We're just having a good time, and the crowd was just nuts out there as well. So it's just such a great experience. And as far as lastly, yeah, I played Buy an Ion with Time Cop. Um, last time he came out here in LA, and he invited me to come sing on stage, and I got to sing 2 songs. Obviously, he also had a packed house. I haven't gotten many experiences in singing live, which is something I'm looking to do more and do more performances. But that was kind of my little wake up moment of you need to perform and sing, and this is another channel that I haven't really looked into, and it was just such an amazing experience singing and everyone knowing the songs. It's just so strange to hear people knowing the Buy an Ion songs. So it was really cool. It gave me a little feeling I haven't felt in a while.
Well, isn't that great? I mean, I know it's one thing to be, to play a musical instrument in a band, and be support for say somebody else. But when you're actually up there doing like singing, like you being the singer and you standing out in the middle of everything, it's a whole different energy that than it is like saying just, when you record something here at home and you sing, you go, wow, that sounded great. Like I felt some emotion. I felt really well. I was able to convey that emotion that I had inside. But then when I get up on stage, I'm really able to bring it. I'm really able to make people listen.
You're spot on, because when I'm here and I'm recording my songs and all that, I get an opportunity to do it again, and I get an opportunity to be alone and no one's around or whatever. And considering that I've played hundreds of shows live, that I still felt nervousness. I've haven't really developed a persona on stage yet for singing. I know how to play drums. I know exactly how to play. I never feel, man, I could be having a good time of resting or not resting. I could still play, and I know what needs to be done. But when it comes down to singing, I was like, oh, did I rest? Did I sleep well? Oh no, I'm getting sick. I knew it, So you start getting in your head. And then, like, for example, the Time Cop event, I just saw so many people there. My girlfriend was like, I'm nervous for you. I'm like, why are you nervous for me? I've done this several times. She's like, no, I actually feel nervous for you this time around. I'm like, damn it, she got in my head. But it all worked out, man.
Well, that's great. I mean, you can't let people get in your head. You know what I mean? You gotta listen. You gotta listen to that little voice in your head that says, "Hey, man, I can do this. Give me my microphone. Tell me where I gotta look, and just let me do what I gotta do right now."
Yeah.
What would you say is your favorite album/EP that you've worked on?
It's kind of a little interesting to ask, considering that I don't have much experience in that. I have worked on production of records and stuff like that. For example, like last year, was actually unreleased. They've been releasing singles with Julien-K, and it's a full-on rock band, man. I've never experienced that when they're tracking guitars, reamping guitars, utilizing Pro Tools and all the hardware and all that. That, to me, I felt like that's kind of almost the first time I have really experienced, that whole. I mean, we all have recording studio at home, and we can make great music with VSTs and all that. But it was my first experience really getting under the hood and seeing how things really get done from start to finish. So yeah, that was a really fun time for me. But obviously, my favorite stuff is the stuff that I've done for By an Ion, because it stays true to everything that I am. Every emotion, every style of music, I'm able to put in there. How I want to sing, how I want the synths to sound, how cinematic, the arrangement of the drums. I mean, from start to finish is kind of really what I want, what I've always wanted to do. When people are like, your songs are too long, I'm like, I don't care. They're gonna be long. So yeah, I think my favorite stuff is as I'm going through the history. I love my EP, Violet Sky. It's my first introduction to releasing anything really on my own. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. But right now, I can obviously tell you that everything I'm doing now is going to be my favorite as well. This Matte Black record, it's 8 songs. During this quarantine, we finished this thing, and it's done. And it's really a different side of me. It's darker, electronic. It's got almost like a techno vibe to it, and it still has splashes of By an Ion in there. And the way I arrange the vocals, and again, some of that cinematic aspect of it, that modern cinematic stuff that I like to put in my songs.
And it's that creativity that you have that it really comes out in your music. Like hearing By an Ion, I love it. I think it's some really, really great music, and I think what you guys have done with By an Ion and what you've done with By an Ion has really been amazing, and what you're continuing to do. Even from what I've heard with Matte Black, I love that stuff too.
Thanks, man.
I'm a fan. Like I just love hearing how the music flows really well with the vocals and vice versa. Like it's like this nice little neat little package, you know what I mean? That
yeah,
it's like high energy music that you guys are putting out. So I love it.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you. That was always the goal, is to have it be vocally driven. Um, when Ray and I started this, he also sings, and we would always bounce ideas off each other. Like, it's like he's like, why don't you sing like this? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'll totally do that. Why don't you sing like that? Okay, well, I'll sing like this. Well, we'll sing together in this part. And so it kind of we never felt the moment where we ran out of ideas, because I always had an idea, or he always had an idea to kind of do on stuff. And it kind of all rolled out. But things that are kind of like Shadow Knife, that was one of our most recent releases with By an Ion. That's kind of where Matt Black came out of, because he allowed me to do that. He gave me permission, and I'm like, is this a little dark? He's like, no, man, just run with it. And I produced that and recorded that, sang that, so that you can really see the style difference there. So branching off from that, I just started writing songs that were kind of in that tone, and that's where the first demos of Matt Black came out. And Biddy and my buddy Danny from a New Division, he plays a New Division as well. Because we're all friends. We've been friends since high school. Not even high school, man. I remember meeting Danny in 3rd grade. Remember when they used to have those, when you used to go to school and you just go, there would be a wall and your name would be there and you'd find out where your class is.
Right, right.
I still remember meeting Danny right at that little poster, looking at our names. Are you in this class? And so, yeah, we've always been inviting each other to different bands. Like, I told Danny, hey, man, do you want to play a New Division? I'm looking for a bass. And Danny, yeah, let's do that. And we've always kind of been like very giving to each other, but we never been in a band together, like that we created, that we start from the ground up. And this is that opportunity.
Well, that's great. That's great that you have that friendship and that camaraderie that you've had for so long, and they're able to translate it into creating something different. What was the drive behind getting you into making music and performing?
I come from a family of musicians. All my family in Mexico, if there's a party or a reunion of some sort, you're gonna sing or play something. That's just the way they do stuff. Alex, come over, you're gonna sing. And I'll be like, no, I don't want to go sing. He's like, what song do you know? Sing that one. And they're it's a big concert every time my family gets together. And yeah, so since I was a little kid, they just make me sing and perform, and I was just around music all the time. However, I didn't start playing music until high school. And I remember when I moved to Calexico, I took a stroll, so bored. I was so pissed at my parents for moving me to Calexico. It was like dead summer. And then I remember walking and just hearing a bunch of noise, and there was this little garage open. And that's when I reconnected with Danny, and everyone was like, damn, you guys play in bands? And they had little cover bands. And, they had spiky hair and all this stuff, skateboarding outside. And I just started going there every afternoon when they were rehearse. And I don't know how it happened. They're like, hey, Alex, you know how to sing, right? And I'm like, yeah. It's like, do you want to be in the band? And I was like, okay. And yeah, so that's just how it started, but it just kind of always stayed with me. I've just been stubborn about it. I've been very stubborn about music. It just, when a lot of my friends have given up, or they're not doing stuff anymore, I guess, I don't know, maybe I haven't got out of my system, but I'm just obsessed over it, man. Just obsessed over drumming. Whenever gigs start happening with drums, I start buying new gear for drums, start testing out new things. I have a rehearsal studio here in San Diego. So I give everything to drumming, and then I obsess over recording. What's the newest cool thing I can do? Can I learn this? What does Ableton do? Like, what's all these new software? For example, during this quarantine, I'm learning Melodyne, which has been a royal pain in the ass, but I'm determined to learn it. So yeah, I think it's just I don't know, maybe a neurotic thing. I'm always thinking about music. They say that the average man thinks about sex every like 7 seconds. I probably think about music every 5 seconds. I'm humming a melody in my head. If I hear like an instrumental or something, I start like humming a little melody over it and stuff. So yeah, man, I'm just always obsessed on it.
So I think in a nutshell, the drive is you're just a creative soul. Like that's who you are. That's who you've always been. Like somebody who wants to create something, and the form of it is music. And I think your biggest drive, I think, was family and friends. Like seeing them, seeing them do it, like inspired you to do it, and so on and so forth. And now here you are on that search for knowledge. I've been saying this thing like it's imagine it, create it, and let it grow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Imagine in your mind's eye, you start to create it, and then you let it grow from there. And that's the journey.
Yeah, it's definitely my journey. It's definitely my journey. You couldn't be more right about that.
And I think that if it wasn't music for you, I think it would be something else, whether it's writing or directing or I don't know, any type of thing. I'm sure it would have been, if it wasn't music, it would be something else.
Yeah, you gotta have that drive to keep on going, man. It's just if you want something and you want to create it, you want to have an audience, and you just have to keep making music, and you have to try to work every type of resources that you can, and you got to learn all aspects of it. And I think that's where I mean, I'm kind of neurotic on it. It's just like I'm always thinking about something in music. How can I release this? What be the most effective way to release it? What kind of album do I want? Oh, I was thinking about this idea. I was actually showing one of my friends. It's like, how did you make that song? And I literally grabbed my phone. I'm like, you want to hear it? I was taking a piss at a bar, and I literally was like, dum, 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 dum. And then I'm like, dude, I had a cool idea the other day while I was peeing. And then I literally pull up my notes, and there it was, my recording, and I come over and I just make that bass line and make the beat, and that's it, man. So I'm not joking when I'm telling you I'm pretty obsessed with it.
Well, see, there you go. And it just came out of nowhere. You know what I mean? What are you looking forward to accomplishing the most moving forward?
I would love to see Bion Ion grow, and my project Matt Black as well. I think I'm craving creating something that was cultivated for me and from the ground up, and it's very exciting. Seeing Bion Ion, we started that a couple of years ago, and I mean, I can't believe there's anyone listening right now to it on Spotify. It astonishes me that there's people that write me and stuff, and I just never thought that would be possible, because just stuff like that doesn't happen, and it's a small audience, but I just can't believe that there's people like in Sweden listening, and in Paris, and all, Spotify gives me all the countries, and I just can't believe there's people listening to it and that know it and know the lyrics and purchase my records. And I'd love to see that grow, because everything I make, I'm not making it just for me. I'm making it for people to listen to. I want people to experience it. So my goal would be to get it to as many ears as possible. And that always tends to be the hard part. I'm hoping that I get an opportunity to share it. That's the goal, get it to as many ears as possible. And obviously Matt Black is the same goal with that. I hate to sound repetitive, but it's pretty freaking cool, man.
So getting it out to as many ears as possible, and playing some really bomb live ass shows. Like I want to see a lot more live shows too. You know what I mean?
100%
projects.
Yeah, 100%. No, I'd love to jump on tour whenever this is done. I'd love to jump on tour, do play by an ion. I've done a couple of shows here in San Diego. I'm actually surprised with how good it got translated into live. I found a way to make it possible, sound wise, and that was my biggest fear. Is like, how am I gonna do this live? How am I gonna do this live? How am I gonna do this? And I found a way to do it, and I'd love to do that stuff. But Matt Black for sure is gonna go live, 100%. But by an ion, I'd love more opportunities to do that. So if there's anyone listening out there, and anyone that's gonna be going on tour, in the synthwave scene or the indie electronic scene, I'd love to talk to some people about doing a run.
So everybody out there, take this information in right now. Okay? Buy an Ion wants to tour, wants to do more shows, and is get the music to as many ears as possible. So if you're watching this right now, take that down because they are going places. I am telling you, they are going to the top. Right?
Thanks, man. Thanks. You're awesome.
What positive message would you give your fans out there?
The one thing I want to let people know is that if you really love something and there's something in you, to just move forward with it, create it, start it from ground zero. Because honestly, we find ourselves in situations like, I don't have time to do that. I don't have time to become a stand-up comic, or I don't have time to learn music. When would I learn music? And honestly, if you just take the first step and get out of your house, just do that one thing, get out of the house and take a step towards it. And I guarantee you make it happen. And it's just a matter of just making a small adjustment in your day.
And it's as simple as just trying. All you have to do is try. As long as you try, you can make anything happen. Anything you want. But you have to be willing to do it.
Yeah, you want to be a stand-up comic, write your first joke.
Exactly.
Do that open mic. And once you're there, you feel the energy, you feel the thing. If it's a gym thing, it's like I can't work out, I don't have time to work out. You know what? Go on a walk. Start there. The next day, maybe make it to the gym. And little small wins.
Yeah.
But I think if I have time to step away from drumming and learn how to record music, and be a dad and work and all this stuff, I think a lot of people, if they really want something, they can make it happen. So you just got to try or ask.
You're right.
Is there anyone out there who's like, how do I do this? Just ask me.
Yeah. If you want to know something and you want to learn something from somebody or you need something from somebody, all you have to do is ask. That's it.
Yeah, there it is. You want that promotion at work? Just ask.
Just ask. You know how the old saying goes is the squeaky wheel gets the grease, right?
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Alex, for taking the time to sit with us today and talk with us. I want to say thank you to everybody tuning in here today and taking the time to watch this conversation. We hope you all have a great day and a great rest of your week. I hope you have a great rest of your week, Alex. Thank you so much again, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you for having me. Hello, everyone. Good night.